Alright, good morning everybody, it's your boy Akeem and welcome to today's vlog, here to recap week 15 of the college football season and championship week, and we finally have narrowed things down on who are the top 4 seeds for the college football playoff for the first year of this playoff. Now, I'm going to talk about these championship matchups, starting with number 2 Oregon pulverizing a then number 7 Arizona State 51-13. Marcus Mariota had a great game. He was accounted for 5 touchdowns, and he definitely cemented himself as the Heisman front runner, and he will most likely win the Heisman this season and even help the Oregon Ducks stake their place in the college football playoff for this season. Next, number 1 Alabama crushed number 16 Missouri 42-13 in the SEC championship, an easy victory for the Crimson Tide, keeping them number 1 overall. At the number 3, the then number 3rd ranked team TCU Horned Frogs had a great game against Iowa State, beating them 55-3, clinching them at least a share of the Big 12 championship. And actually, they ended up having a share of the Big 12 championship to Baylor, who edged out Kansas State 38-27. And lastly, I told you guys the ACC championship would have been a scare for Florida State. They escaped with a 37-35 victory, 2-point victory, and they have been dealing with a lot of close wins this season. But they are still undefeated, and I'm still shocked that they're not number 1 overall because of the fact that they are undefeated. And you actually still have 2 teams, Oregon State and Alabama, ranked above them. So at the end of this week's rankings now, it's going to be very confusing, particularly even for TCU. I told you guys that they were ranked 3rd entering this week, but they actually jumped back to rank number 6. And the top 4 teams who are making it to the playoff is Alabama, Oregon, Florida State, and Ohio State University. The Buckeyes come off with a crushing upset win over Wisconsin 59-0, and they actually solidified, jumping a couple of slots, making 4th overall in the Big Ten championship. Very proud of the Buckeyes, but I'm a little bit shocked for the TCU Horned Frogs. They actually started off 3rd, but then jumped back to 6th overall after even with a big time victory over Iowa State, a 52-point victory. I was a little bit shocked, and it did not make any sense in my personal opinion, but I kind of understand why the committee decided to jump the Buckeyes 4th overall, because they played a good Wisconsin Badger team and shut them out completely in the Big Ten championship. Also, due to the fact that the Big Ten championship has an actual championship game as opposed to the Big 12 championship champion, they no longer have a championship matchup. I kind of understand why the college committee decided to go with this decision, but I still don't think it really makes sense, because there was pretty much no point of putting TCU 3rd overall entering the season and then just decided to bump 3 slots back to number 6. So those are the top 4 teams who will make the playoff for this season. But I think there's a couple other teams who will still make a good BCS bowl games. Baylor, TCU, sorry for both those 2 teams. They still had a great season, and they should make a BCS bowl matchup. And the last 2 teams I believe that should make a bowl game, Mississippi State and Michigan State. And all 8 of these teams are in the top 8 rankings for this season, for the end of the regular season. And I think that all 8 of these teams should play in a bowl match for this year. So that wraps things up for this week. A little bit confusing, but we finally narrowed it down to a final decision of who will make the playoff, and everybody's going to be very excited. The next thing that everybody's going to be looking forward to is what's going to happen in New York in the Heisman Trophy ceremony, and I'm already telling you guys that Marcus Mariota should win this award, especially coming off of a big win for the Pac-12 championship. I think in 2nd place it will be Melvin Gordon out of Wisconsin, but this was a good season for both these 2 players, but Marcus Mariota definitely deserves it over Gordon for the Heisman Trophy. But we will see. Anything can happen, but it's most likely going to be Mariota. And we're actually going to be leaning towards bowl season. We're still going to be anticipating for the college football playoff, but there's still a lot of bowl matches that's going to happen during the holiday season. I'm very excited, and I'm going to do my best to do an individual video for every bowl. So the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be around Heisman time, and as well as bowl time, to give you my predictions for the 2014 college football bowl season. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.